Good morning. So this morning I wasn't really sure what direction I wanted to go. And all of a sudden I had this thought about Daniel and how Daniel was betrayed by the magicians and the diviners and, these guys who thought completely different, didn't have Daniel's God. But they didn't like the fact that Daniel knew things and that his God revealed things to him. And so they plotted against Daniel. And as you know the story, they made a decree that the king signed that for 1 month they were to only worship the king and not the idols, which would be, of course, to Daniel not to worship his God. But they knew Daniel's dedication to the Lord, and they knew that he would still worship even though it meant that he could die. And of course, the king had no idea. So when it happens that they bring Daniel to him and say, well, he didn't, just worship you, he's also worshiping his Lord. This, of course, upset the king because he loved Daniel. But there was no way he could reverse his decree. It was ironclad. But we know our God. And so when Daniel goes into the lion's den, he shuts the mouth of the lions. God had shut the mouth of the lions. Now, I don't know what that would have been like sitting in there in the dark den with a bunch of lions that hadn't eaten in a few days. I don't know if they were making noises at him, or if they literally were like purring kittens. I don't really know. I'd like to ask Daniel that someday and get the story directly from him, right? That would be so cool. But I have a feeling that they were more like the purring kittens, and that Daniel prayed that night and prayed all night. Now, we don't have the same situation that Daniel had. We're in the new covenant. We have the authority to take on that ourselves. We have to speak to the lions and shut their mouths. It's our turn with the Lord's authority, with Jesus' authority. He gave it to us. We speak to the lions now. And that's something the church has forgotten, that Jesus handed us the authority. We need to start taking it. And so we're going to learn to pray with our authority, right? That's what we need to do. In Jesus' mighty name, I hope you took the time today to watch the full video. I want to make longer ones, but I know people don't have a lot of time in their day, and I want to just get the word out. And I want us to start devoting our time to the Lord like Daniel. Devote yourself so that you can shut the mouth of the lion. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.